just to document. There is no trespassing signs here. There are no signs. Okay. Ready? We just have to make sure that we shut the gate when we come in and when we leave. You can. I'm just stopping here very quickly. You didn't want to go to the other one, so I'm going here. Hello everyone, thank you for coming back for another video. Today on my way home from the kids' grandmother's place, I've stopped here at the Southwell Cemetery. Now this is a very old cemetery. I believe it was a private cemetery that was on property that people used to own back in the day. So we're just going to have a look around here at a few graves that are here. This will just be a short video because this cemetery isn't very big, but it is very old. So come along and wander with us while we have a look around. Okay. So this is where the old Weetangera Methodist Church was erected in 1873 and demolished in 1955. So this is where the old church was, where you see these stones. So there was a church here back in the 1800s, and they did demolish the church. There were a few people buried here. At the time, I think that the church was here. I believe these graves are from the 1800s. So yeah, we'll just go up and we'll check these out, guys, and see what happens. Okay, so this is probably more of the more current ones. This is probably a family member. So this is Sydney William Kilby, who died in 1952. And there's also his wife Elsie, who died in 1964. So that's probably one of the newer ones. As you can see here, there's one here with like the wrought iron cage around it. So this is probably very old, this one. 1904 they died. Harry Henry Steer, aged 32. So this one here, as you can see, it's fallen over. Elizabeth Southwell. So this is one of the Southwell family members. Also Samson Southwell. So Elizabeth died in 1903, Samson in 1914. Rest in peace, guys. So here are some more of the Southwell family. So we have Thomas Southwell, who died in 1881, and Mary, the wife of Thomas, who died in 1885. So they died only 4 years apart. They weren't very old, 68 and 58. Mervyn Roy, son of the Brown family, only 3 years old. Rest in peace. Poor little guy. Okay, so this is Selby, who was the son of J&H Southwell. Died 1895, aged 3 years and 3 months. Rest in peace, little guy. Hannah and James, which I think was the parents of the previous. So they died in 1938 and 1940. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Rest in peace. So we have a couple of Smiths here from 1928. Here we have John Southwell. Now I do believe he was one of the founding people of this area. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Okay, so died 1889. Also Lucy, who was his wife, who died in 1900. So Mary, who was the daughter of S&A Southwell, who died in 1894, only 12 years old. Rest in peace, Mary. So as we can see, I've got the kids with me. I do apologise. It is school holidays. So we've got another old one up here. I'm just going to go and have a look before we go. There are a couple of graves there as well, but I'm interested in this very old one here. So let's have a look at this.
Can we go now?
In a minute. Sorry about the wind, guys. This is Edward Smith. Died 1888. Mary Smith died 1907. And William Kilby, 1903. So the Smiths, Kilbys and Southwells, this must have all been their land around this area. I know this is called the Southwell Cemetery, but there are Smiths and Kilbys here as well. So Cecil and Clarence, who were the infant sons of Richard and Amelia Southwell. Richard and Amelia Southwell, 1933 and 1927. This one is really hard. I don't even know if I can read this. Nope. As you can see, guys, like you can't even read it. It's just worn away. It's that old. Joseph Roth, 1876. Rest in peace, Joseph. These ones up here must be very old, guys, which is fabulous.
That's so cool.
Lavinia Maud Mitchell, 1886. There's a couple of the older ones. Oh, Samuel. That could be the one that was the founder, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Harriet, who was the wife of Samuel, 1876. Also Ernest, who was the infant son, 1875. Samuel Southwell, the husband, died 1928. And his second wife, Eliza Jane, who died in 1939. So I think this guy was the first one. I am quite sure of that because I'm sure that he was married twice. So, look at the country out here. So we've got a plumber here from 1876, another plumber, 1891, plumber, 1886. So we've got William, Francis and Levi. Rest in peace, guys. Okay, so here we have Donald Murty, who died 1927, and Fanny Murty, who died 1889. And brother Walter Archer Murty, who died 1887, aged only 2.5 years. Rest in peace, family. Okay. Stanley Murty, 29 years, 1912. So I'd just like to say to all spirits here, we come in peace. We mean no harm. We're just looking around at the moment. I will come back with my spirit box at some time and see if anyone has any messages for us. I thank you for letting us come and visit you today. Please know that once I leave, you must stay here. You cannot follow us home. Thank you. Okay everyone, we're just going to wrap this up now. Just a nice quick short video for a wander around. I will come back at some time when I don't have the kids and do a spirit box session and, you know, see what we see if we can contact any spirits. So it's been a long day for us. I swear I just saw something. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short video. Thank you for coming along and wandering around with us. You can look this up anywhere. It's called the Southwell Cemetery. So yeah, I'm going to sign off for now. Get these children home. They wanted to go for a quick bike ride before we go, so I'm going to do that. And see you in the next video. I've got something coming up in a couple of days. It's another cemetery around here, but we have someone very famous who is at that cemetery. So please stay tuned for that video. It should be amazing. Anyway, thank you all for coming along. I'm signing off. Until next time, keep wandering on. Bye guys. Oh, is there something living in there? Be the home of something. Okay, bye. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in and coming to see another video from Unearthly Wanderings. I thank you all for coming along. Now, I did a video today at a little cemetery, very small one, called the Southwell Cemetery. And back in the day, it was actually called it's known as the Weetangera Church and Cemetery. Now, there used to be a church here, but it's no longer there anymore. It has actually been pulled down, as you will see in the video. So, a little bit of the information that I gave you guys today was a little rough around the edges, and I think I may have been off track with a couple of them, so I wanted to come home and look up a little bit of the information and share it with you so that it's accurate. And there was one church built in Queanbeyan, and there were a lot of people settling in the Weetangera area, and it was quite a way to travel back in those days from Queanbeyan to Weetangera. I mean, we're talking about the 1800s. And so what they did, they got a grant through the government for a piece of land, and I think they were given 2 acres. And on those 2 acres, they pulled down the church in Queanbeyan and marked all the stones and that from the church in Roman numerals, so that when the church was brought over to Weetangera, they could put the church back together because all of the stones were marked. So the church was completed, furnished and formally dedicated in 1873 by Reverend Charles Jones, who was at that stage in charge of the Queanbeyan Methodist Church. So this was actually a Methodist church. So a couple of names that I'm going to give you who were pioneers of the Weetangera Church who were in that district. So there is a Mr. Thomas Southwell, who is buried in the cemetery there. You will see him in the video. There is also a Mr. and Mrs. Edward Smith. There is a Captain Sampson Southwell. And there's also a Mr. Sidney Kilby. And you will see all of those in my video. They're all buried in the cemetery there at the church. The cemetery was established at the time the church was opened in 1873. The first burial of the Methodist Church was of Ernest Southwell, and that was in 1875. All up, there are 44 burials that are recorded at the Weetangera Cemetery, and 21 of them were the Southwells. So I just wanted to come along and just make a short, brief video and let you guys know a little bit about those facts. So I hope that didn't take too long, but I am a little bit of a history buff. I like to show you guys around and give you a bit of information as well. So thank you for sitting with me. I hope you enjoy the video, and thank you for coming along. Peace, guys.